guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Anna and I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're playing with the That's Taupe palette, doing a little mini review, first impressions type of thing, and creating this look you see here. And yeah, if that interests you, go ahead and just keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know some more looks you would like to see with this palette. Do we want to see like a super dramatic all-out look, or do you want to see some nice work appropriate soft looks, some nice Zoom call looks? Let me know in the comments down below, and without further ado, let's get into this video. Hello! Yeah, so today, that's Taupe. I'm excited about this one. This is one of the, I don't know, what do they call these, like this size palette from Colourpop? Do they have a name? But this is one that has been out of stock so much, and I was so excited to get my little hands on it. It came in the, on the double bundle I ordered. Oh, I'm so happy to have this one, because I think cool tones are having definitely a revival right now, and these colors are absolutely stunning. I really like the undertones because you get a little bit of a variety in here. You got like almost a pink in here, or like a dusty mauve undertone in some of these shades, and this one has like a green undertone, more of a traditional metallic taupe. You got like a pretty champagne with a pinky undertone. You got a super shock in here, and just some nice taupey blending shades and transition shades. Really nice variety of cool tones within this and undertones, and I'm really excited about this one. I think it's so pretty, yet so simple and clean. And of course, I love the snake skin. You can see we are on brand with that today. You know, I love snake skin. That's always like one of my favorite like animal prints, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I'm just super excited about this. It's so silly to be so excited about something so kind of basic in a way. I think that's what's appealing about it. I've seen that it is quite the dupe for the Glam palette. It has all the cool tone shades in it that were the thing that drew me into the Natasha Denona Glam palette. And I saw them swatched side by side with the cool tones in it and this one, and they were virtually the same. And I was like, yeah, we're gonna go with that Taupe, because that's $14 versus what, I can't remember how much the Glam palettes were, like $65. So I mean, hell yeah. That being said, I still would not be mad at having that Natasha Denona Glam palette, because it is like an updated Naked 2. You know, I wouldn't mind owning an updated version of it. Anyway, let's get into this palette and not talk about the Natasha Denona one, because that's not why we're here. I just want to do a pretty look because I have some other videos I need to film today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just jump right on in here. I'm gonna take the shade Boa and I'm gonna run that through the transition. I don't think this shade's gonna do a whole lot. It's a little bit too deep to be a brow bone shade for me, but might not have enough depth to really do anything else. No. If you have a deeper skin tone than me, this would be a nice brow bone highlight type of shade, or if you're paler than me, which is probably good luck finding somebody paler than me, it would work as a transition shade. I mean, it's a little bit there. It's not bad. It really doesn't do a whole lot on my skin tone. No, I tell you what, let's go with Pebble Beach and see what it does. Which is the next shade over. Oh, there we go. Now that's a transition for me. Very nice. This shade has a slight warmth in it, but still cool. Like it feels a little more neutral, which I'm really not mad about. I like that this isn't cold, like ashy looking. Palette has managed to be cool tone without being ashy, because I don't always want, you know, straight up gray eyeshadow when I want a cool tone look. I have come to love gray eyeshadow this year. I think it's not the easiest shade to work with, so having a palette that's more neutral like this, or a little bit more interesting undertones that are still cool, makes doing a cool tone eye very easy and flattering on a multitude of skin tones, and not just people who have traditionally cool undertones like I do. Because despite having very cool undertones myself, I feel like warm tone eyeshadows flatter me a lot more. I like this color. This is a nice just definition, a little bit of contour to the transition area. Yeah, like if you just need a little bit of something right in there, and with doing a no makeup type of day, this is a good shade for that. Just something to throw into the crease just to give you some definition and shape. Very nice. That's pretty. That is a great color. Let's take a little bit of Python and just see what it does. Kind of right in here. Ooh, that's pretty. That adds a nice, interesting depth in there. These shades are quite soft, like in pigmentation. They're not going to overwhelm the eye or be too much. This is so far a very user-friendly palette. Very nice. I like that quite a bit. Cool. I'm gonna take this little small blending brush here from Morphe and go into the shade Bedrock. Bedrock is the more neutral brown in the palette, the deepest tone. And I'm just gonna start to build that one out here and start bring in some depth. That's a really nice shade. It's like a really deep taupe. Okay, this right here would be a beautiful everyday office appropriate I like I can talk about office appropriate. I've never worked in an office in my life. But I have this fantasy of doing that. I don't know why. But this would be a work appropriate eye. Like there's something very elegant about this palette, despite it feeling a little cutesy. I think a lot of Colourpop stuff comes off kind of cutesy and not really immature, but not, you know what I mean. This one has mature vibes about it, and in the best way, but still edgy with like the snake skin. So I like that. It appeals to me. So I kind of float somewhere in between classy, soft glam, and edgy goth makeup. I skirt this little line in between the two. And I like to push palettes to their limit a lot of times. That is beautiful. Okay, this right here would be absolutely stunning. It's just an everyday eye look, all matte. I love it. That is so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love that. See, that's a look, eye look I would expect to get from like a Natasha Denona palette, or like a Tom Ford palette, something like that. This is the kind of vibe I would get from that. I love being able to get, create something that feels very elegant to me at a $14 price point. That's awesome. This is essentially a drugstore, and that does build up and have some beautiful depth. My goodness, no wonder this palette was out of stock so long, because this is good. This is good stuff right here. I'm loving the way that looks. Like, I kind of just want to stop there, but we're gonna do more. But man, I think I've just found like my everyday look for wintertime. I'm in love with that. Still absolutely loving this right here. This is so pretty. There's an element of just, what do you call it, sophistication to this very simple but effective eye right here. Like I said, I would be happy to stop right here and this be a really nice look for every day. But we're gonna power on and add some more colors because we were testing this little palette out. Take a little flat brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Constrictor, which is that kind of a greeny undertone shimmer or metallic. It's very interesting. It has like a old kind of antiqued look to it. Like there's a little bit of a green in there. I'm gonna just take that on the lid here on the outer part. Ooh, I like that too. That's really nice. That's really pretty. Quite a nice sheen to it. Yeah, again, I think this would be really pretty for like every day. That's a gorgeous color. There's a softness to it where it's not too much. Very nice. Reminds me a lot of a shade from the Naked 2, but I can't remember which one it is. Girl, it's too long since I've used Naked 2. But there was a shade quite similar to this in there. And I'm doing this on a dry brush, and it's going on beautifully. And yeah, you could always dampen the brush though to get a lot of impact from it if you wanted to like amp it up, like an evening look or something a little more dramatic. But I think this looks really nice. I like that a lot. Okay, and I have to go in with that Super Shock shade on the inner corner because it's so pretty. It's just, it's freaking gorgeous and it's calling my name. It's a very icy champagne, typical Super Shock shadow formula. It's very, very soft. Maybe a little bit mushier than a lot of them in the palettes. We're gonna pack that right here. It reminds me like a really amped up version of Verve from the Naked 2. Oh, that has so much glow in it. That is gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, it's so glowy and so metallic. I think on this little bit that's blank right here, maybe we'll take Snake Eyes, which is a little more pinky undertoned. Just to give it a little bit of dimension that kind of gives a nice flow to the eye of the Constrictor shade flowing into that. It's kind of an unexpected color for it to flow into. This looks expensive if you ask me. This is kind of like a Charlotte Tilbury palette or a Tom Ford palette kind of look. And I love that. That's gorgeous. In that shade, the shimmers are building beautifully, just dry, without even wetting the brush. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And maybe we'll deepen up a little bit on that outer corner with the Bedrock. All right, let's move on to that lower lash line. Let's get a drink of coffee first. I'm gonna go straight in. Clean this little brush off first. Took this little brush here. This is a Morphe 124. And I'm gonna take a little bit of Bedrock first on one side of that brush, tap it off, and get rid of any excess product. And we're gonna run that starting right here at the outer corner and pull it along. Good. Most of the way through. I did do a little wing off camera and I have done my foundation. and concealer and all that, and powder, contour, bronze, and we're just gonna do the finishing touches now. Alright, and I'm gonna take the little fluffy brush we used a while ago for the outer corner, cleaned it off, and I'm just gonna use that to soften that. And we'll take a little bit of Python now and just run that a little bit lower, all the way across to soften and blend that out. Yeah, that looks quite nice. I really like this bedrock shade. A little bit of light liner in the waterline, a soft kind of fleshy pink that looks almost white, and just did my usual little wing there. Alright, I'm gonna go back to my little brush here. I'm gonna jump over into Snake Eyes. This shade, when you swatch it, it has almost a peach shift in there, but in my mirror right now it's looking just kind of icy, pinky, champagne. I'm gonna put that right here in that empty portion and let it flow over into our other shades. I don't know if I love that right there. I kind of was digging the all matte on the lower lash line. Oh well. Maybe we'll take a little bit more Python. But I am going to take some of Slated, which is that Super Shock shade, and kind of put up a little more on the inner corner. This one's like really squishy. Sometimes they're a little firmer, sometimes they're like super squishy. This one's super squishy. I think that is basically the eyeshadow done. I'm going to touch up my brows real quick and I will be right back because I forgot to do that. Okay, let's finish this look off with some blush and highlight. I'm going to use the little e.l.f. Bite Size I'm kind of obsessed with right now in Watermelon. I think these colors will look really good with this. It's just been going with almost all my looks lately, okay? So I'm going to take the highlight side first. Bring that onto the cheek area, cheekbone, that's what that's called. I'm applying it quite broadly because this is a soft kind of highlight. It's not like super in your face, it's very forgiving. And now we'll move on to the blush side. This little brush just fits like perfect in here. And go ahead and apply that. My usual placement, kind of the backs of the cheeks and a little bit forward, just grazing over and mirroring into that highlight. I'm definitely gonna have to get like every shade of this. These blushes, they're too good. They're just too good. Between these and the primer infused blushes, e.l.f. is freaking killing it. And I see they came out in the foundation finally. A new one. In the camo concealer line. Did I not call that? I called it. And a new mascara, which I think was the other thing that I had mentioned they needed. Well. Don't want to go more into the brownie tones. I think this might be not the shade. So I've got two that I'm debating between here. One's a little warmer, one's a little cooler. What do we have here? We have Take a Pixie and Times Square from Colourpop. Let's go with Times Square. I think that's what this is. No, this is Take a Pixie. Let's go with that. That might be too warm. What do you think? Yeah, I think that's just a tad too warm for this look. It's pretty though. I like that color. That is a really nice shade. I don't know. It might work. Let me try the other one that I was looking at too. Times Square. Yeah, actually I like that better with this. Yeah, we're gonna go with Times Square. This is an ultra matte formula. Not too far off from Pillow Talk. A little dustier. Okay, yeah, I like that shade. I think that is the perfect color for this. It has a little bit of a mauve in there. A little bit of dustiness, but it's still, I don't know, it just works. It's very pretty, kind of a gentle shade. I'm gonna go sort my hair out, do some mascara, and I will be right back. I just popped on some Demi Wispy lashes, touch up my brows, and I think I'd want to put just a touch of gloss in the center of the lips. So I'm going to go with the Colourpop Luxe Gloss in the shade Panache. Would be the nice finishing touch to this look. Okay, we are done. I'm so impressed with the That's Taupe palette. This is so good. I think this might be in my top 5 from Colourpop. This one is just lovely. Is it anything super exciting and groundbreaking? Yes and no. It's very simple. It's very unassuming, but it is not the most common color story on the market, even though it is neutrals. You don't really see this a whole lot. Like there's what, Naked 3, the Natasha Denona Glam palette, the Stone Cold Fox palette from Colourpop, and then this one. And I think this is just absolutely lovely. I would highly recommend this one to anybody who enjoys cool tones but don't want to jump into like full-on grays. You just want neutral cools. This is the one for you. Especially if you have a fair, cool undertone, you can't go wrong here. And I don't think this is a palette that would end up going overboard on you. I think it's a very user-friendly palette. I think it would be lovely for more mature skin, more mature looks. You can do something very elegant, classy, very work appropriate, but you can also amp it up, make it a little fun with these shimmers, especially this one right here, this Super Shock, because it's gorgeous. It's what's on the inner corner. Love it. So yeah, I think this is a winner right here. Of course, I love the snakeskin. So yeah, I mean, this one, it's very good. That is all for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and seeing how we got this look and hearing my thoughts on the That's Taupe palette. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and comment down below. Let me know some more looks you want to see with the That's Taupe palette. Do you want to see me try to do something super dramatic, super glam, or do you want to just see a soft, work appropriate type of look? Let me know down below. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.